Leclerc's on the inside. Carlos Sainz will be his teammate next year and crashes into Sebastian Vettel this year.
There's no point in throwing that up there and after the restart.
Right, so we're running on board with Sebastian Vettel.
Oh,
it's already off.
It's broken already.
The tyre actually came off the wheel. And that's why Kimi Raikkonen then couldn't control the car and ended up heading towards the barriers. Is the wheel in there as well?
Quite by the tether.
Albon is all over the back of Hamilton, who once again forces in the long way round. Norris goes the long way round on Perez.
No,
and Albon again, no, with Lewis Hamilton. Renault, I think that's Danny Ricciardo, has gone rather extensively into the tyre barrier. Here we go. Oh, he was already out of shape before the apex, wasn't he?
Committed.
Whoa.
I did exactly the same thing in DTM.
Yeah. They're all keeping out of trouble so far, apart from the two Ferraris. Sebastian Vettel and Charles Leclerc make contact. Dives down the inside as Vettel gets squeezed a bit.
He wasn't hit from behind. That was just three into one doesn't go, basically.
You know, they're squirming around. Look, oh, the back end's out.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's...
That is...
I hit the wall. Copy, Max.
Oh, and there is off is Kevin Magnussen. And you can see there a wheel has come off his front left, that looks like. Here's Alex Albon. Have they touched? Oh, yes, they have.
I don't know where he's expecting me to go, to be honest.
Are you okay, Kevin? Are you okay?
Yeah, good.
The that Albon's front left took quite a whack at a bad angle there, but
someone's had a very, very big crash, and it's Danny Kvyat in the Alpha Tauri. And I hope he's okay. Danny Kvyat. Now, we've seen a lot of cars getting caught out by the wind, the gusting wind around Silverstone.
puncture oil. Call it puncture for now.
And that is Lewis Hamilton, and Hamilton is winning the Grand Prix. But look at the state of that Mercedes car as he crosses the line.
He might get it home, but I'm staggered they didn't bring that car in to protect against that. It was only going to be a fraction behind the other car.
He's going through maggots and Beckett's at the moment. Hamilton's tyre's gone. Verstappen's just going through Woodcote. He's about 4 corners behind. This is now Lewis Hamilton praying that the checkered flag comes as soon as is humanly possible. The gap between Hamilton and Verstappen going down all the time, 20 seconds at the moment, as down the hanger straight comes Lewis Hamilton. Verstappen just going through, you can see him in the background, going through Chapel, through Stowe now with Lewis Hamilton.
Can we win this?
If you get on with it.
If you get on with it, it's the right instruction through the fail chicane. Look how difficult it was to stop. But for Lewis Hamilton, the checkered flag will come in the nick of time for a 7th British Grand Prix victory and a record 7th British Grand Prix victory for the most wins at home. It's Lewis Hamilton who takes the race.
It's going to be a bit embarrassing, I think. So he picked up some wheel spin on the curb with his right rear on the curb. Got a bit of a tank slapper on.
That is a big off, and there's 2 cars involved there, one of which is an Alpha Tauri, and this is a definite safety car.
Could be a red flag. It's a lot of debris all over the racetrack.
It's Giovinazzi and George Russell that have come together. Now we're on board with Giovinazzi. Whoa. Oh yes, oh, front right.
Yeah, right.
First,
so
it hit the wheel.
I'm okay.
Vettel under pressure from George Russell, who wanted to get racing with the Ferraris. Oh, and Sebastian Vettel locks up, goes straight through the polystyrene blocks. And one would imagine that issue is contributing to the way that he couldn't treat those blocks as a chicane. As Nicholas Latifi are just holding up Daniel Ricciardo, and that's Charles Leclerc. And that is a very big accident. And we've seen a brake failure from his teammate Sebastian Vettel, and we have just seen a huge accident at the Parabolica involving Charles Leclerc as well. But that Martin Brundle was horrific to look at.
Okay, he's lost the back end of the car under acceleration.
Charles Leclerc is ahead of Alex Albon still, and there's a tangle there, and it's the McLaren, and Carlos Sainz has been this fun round, and there's even further trouble way back. Sebastian Vettel picks his way through the melee, and oh no, look, it's the Red Bull of Max Verstappen that's out and into the gravel, and for the second weekend in a row, it's a DNF for MAX. I wonder if Pierre Gasly is involved a bit as well, or was that just tangling with Grosjean? He lost his front wing, Gasly, weaving around a bit. Needs to be a bit careful because Hamilton's right beside him. The safety car has gone, the light's gone green, and Bottas is away, and there's a big crash at the back, and that is the Alfa Romeo. I think of Kimi Räikkönen, but certainly Antonio Giovinazzi was involved in that skirmish as well.
Safety car would be nice now.
Oh, and it's someone's had it off, and into the gravel they go. Yeah, it was Arabiata too, where he's gone into the barrier. Ooh, nothing he could do about that at all. Bottas is going round the outside of Lewis Hamilton, but he has to go wide, and that's the Red Bull there that goes straight on at Max Verstappen, and he's not the only one. Carlos Sainz, who was involved in the first lap accident in Mugello, has gone through the bollards and has spun round as well. It's Hamilton who leads from Bottas, Ricciardo, Verstappen. Ricciardo has made up a place behind them. Oh, and it's a mistake by Lance Stroll. He got onto the curb, and Stroll is out of the race and into the barriers.
That is a tighter path than the drivers expect. That wall makes it extraordinarily tight. What a crunch that was.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry.
Carlos has been kicking himself because he's been through that path through practice. He knew exactly where the wall was.
Yeah.
Oh, he has taken a whack, hasn't he? So it's hard to tell, obviously, from that angle who it was.
Sebastian Vettel ahead. Raikkonen locks up. Oh,
Yeah, Kimi will get a penalty for that. And I think that's broken the suspension. It might just be the wheel with a bit... That nearly went over, didn't it? It might just be the wheel with a bit of luck, but I suspect it's the suspension.
Also going wide, Daniel Ricciardo, and Perez gets hit by Max Verstappen and goes across the track as the Racing Points and the Red Bull tangle. The McLaren and Lance Stroll going very wide indeed and going off the track in his battle with Lando Norris.
Crucially not into the gravel trap.
Oh dear, that's
Max
Verstappen. As you can see, right rear tyre has gone completely. What has happened? That starts to put the cat amongst the pigeons.
Something broke on the car.
Oh, it broke before he even got to the... those tyres are 32 laps old, but...
Oh, and that's George Russell. Behind the safety car, George Russell out as well.
And a boot full of throttle or something, and he's just dropped it.
Oh, let's have a...
That's exactly what he's done.
No.
He's given it a boot full of throttle to warm the tyres up, and it's done a 90 left.
Lance Stroll out of the race. Oh dear. Oh, I hope that man's okay. Stroll is in the lead, going into turn one ahead of his teammate, Sergio Perez. Hamilton on the inside of Daniel Ricciardo as Esteban Ocon, crucially Valtteri Bottas, spin out and away onto the runoff area. Verstappen is hot on his tail, and Perez keeps ahead by a metre through turn 11. And Verstappen goes wide and spins as well. He got caught up behind the rear wing of Sergio Perez, and that has proved very costly indeed. He's avoided the barriers, but his teammate Alex Albon now cruises past. There's a spin for the Alfa Romeo, and there's a spin for Alex Albon as well. So Kimi Räikkönen having a spin, and then, sorry, that's Max Verstappen.
He just picked the throttle up gently, didn't he? And around it goes.
Lance Stroll going off the track already, and is that damage for Lando Norris? That's certainly damage, and a big fire there as they exited out of turn 3, and that looks very nasty indeed, and unsurprisingly, that is a red flag that has been put out by race control already. That was horrendous.
My God, it's torn the car in half. That's extraordinary.
Ted, we're just going to interrupt you for a minute because we're now seeing some replays of the start.
And it's literally...
Whoa! There is Lance Stroll's Racing Point.
Okay, I'm hanging upside down.
And there it is, an AlphaTauri. Was that? It wasn't.
That was Daniel Kvyat.
That's Kvyat's second contact in this race then.
As there's 3 cars going wheel to wheel, there's a spin right at the back. Could be Kimi Räikkönen in the Alfa Romeo. Lock up there as Perez is caught by Charles Leclerc. And there's 3 cars gone off at turn 4. And we've already got high drama here on the opening lap, and it's it's Max Verstappen, who was the third of those cars. He is out of the race on the first lap.
And two really fancied runners this evening in the barriers together there. Well, that's really taken the sting out of an element of this race, hasn't it?
And Sergio Perez all the way down in 18th place.